Hello Foxglove friends and welcome to today's reading with me, Rosalind. This is Foxglove Coaching Spiritual Guidance, and wow, we have got some cosmic planetary action like nothing in recorded history starting to happen right now. So I wanted to do this reading today to tie in with that. So we've got a partial lunar eclipse coming up in Pisces on the 17th and 18th of September, which if you're watching this on the day of release is now. However, this can be timeless because that partial lunar eclipse is opening up activity with the 3 generational planets, which are some of the slowest moving planets in our solar system, which is Neptune, Uranus and Pluto. They are starting to shift into the sign of Aries. Now, this has never happened in recorded history. And this movement, because it's so slow, will continue until 2030. But it means a huge shift for humanity. Like I say, it's never been seen before, ever. So it's going to be a huge shift for humanity, opening up humanity to a new way of living, to new potentials, but also for us individually. So today I wanted to have a look at what's going on. Now, the partial lunar eclipse is also having big impacts on us to do with showing up what our truths are, getting rid of limiting beliefs, clearing away illusions. So I'm going to have a look within the readings today to see what those sorts of things are. You can work with me one-to-one. I'm a psychological therapist, a holistic healer, spiritual mentor, among other things. So check out my website, www.foxglovecoaching.com. You can always book a one-to-one session with me for readings, past life regressions, therapy, general coaching to go through anything and everything that's going on in your life, but in general to bring in more love, happiness and joy for you. Check out everything on my description. So I'm just going to talk to you about what these we've got here so that you can make a choice. So we've got the Moonology oracle cards here with the lovely amethyst crystal ball. We have got the Enchanted map oracle cards as pile number 2 with the Campbell jasper here, which is absolutely lovely, very ancient, like the beginning of time. This stone, I got this recently, I absolutely love this one. And then we've got pile 3, which is the Starseed oracle, and this is citrine, a citrine crystal ball. So just feel free to take a few moments to tune into which one is jumping out at you. I haven't done the readings yet, so we shall see what is going to come up for you about what all this planetary movement is doing for you, how it's helping you, and what it's bringing in for you. Okay, so I shall see you in the readings. Hello and welcome, pile 1. So you picked the amethyst crystal ball. This is one of the most spiritual crystals that there is, but it is particularly good for just helping your mind to either calm or to be stimulated where needed, or to enable you to calm your emotions. It's a very stabilizing stone, so it really helps to center and balance you, keeps you in alignment with divine energy while grounded on the earth. Really excellent. I find if I ever feel lonely, sometimes something will have panicked me into closing off my crown chakra, and if I put an amethyst quartz crystal above my head. So if I lie down and place it like where my crown chakra would be, with the intention of helping my crown chakra to open up, it can quite often take away the loneliness I've been feeling, because I reconnect with spirit and I reconnect with the divine. So that is the one that you have picked. I'm going to pop that to one side for now, and we are going to have a look at Spirit. What is pile 1 releasing, please? Okay, so first of all, we've got new moon in Taurus. Prosperity lies ahead. So I'd say that you might be leaving behind an actual Taurus. Just for some of you, bearing this in mind, this is a general reading. So just take what resonates, leave behind what doesn't. But I'd say that you're leaving behind a mentality of lack. See how there's the tiniest bit of light showing? Like there's almost like a lunar eclipse here. And there's the most tiniest bit of light showing there. I feel like sometimes you just feel like maybe life has been a bit dark and difficult with regards to what you have. And this is a time now where that's going to start to shift and change, so that prosperity is coming into your life so that you can have more. Let's just see what else. Spirit, what else is pile 1 releasing from their life, please? So 2 have come out. Okay, 2 have come out. So we've got a new romantic cycle begins. So again, these are very interesting because they're all new moon cards that have fallen out. I'll show you the next one in a minute, but you can see where there's just been a slight bit of light there. So I really feel like there's been a darker period of your time, almost like the dark side of the moon being at play, and you're leaving behind elements of loneliness, I want to say, because that's come out for you with the amethyst crystal, just from me saying about being lonely as well. So you may have just entered into a new romantic period, or you may be leaving behind people through romance. But I feel like actually the way this is falling out, that you're leaving behind a mentality of lack, you're leaving behind loneliness, you're leaving behind not having love in your life, and things are looking much sweeter and kinder, because the other one that's just fallen out was working through fear. So I feel like you're also leaving behind fears and issues. So generally a lot of the darker, kind of what we'd call the shadow aspects of life, where you may have been in more of a hermit mode, you may have spent too much time alone, which can be really good for you. But it might have just been a really difficult, dark time for you with regards to what you have, who you have, and how you were feeling. And I feel like that's getting left behind for you now. So I want to have a look at what have the illusions been for pile 1, please, Spirit. What have the illusions been for pile 1? What have the illusions been? Oh, we've got a few falling out. And so amazingly, actually here, this person actually has a mask on. Now, the 7 of Cups is very much about daydreaming. So you might have been imagining all sorts of different things to be as they were when they actually weren't. The 7 of Cups is usually about having all sorts of dreams, but it's really interesting that we've got this kind of the skull, the mask, this scary looking creature. So I think sometimes we can have lovely daydreams, but I want to say the opposite of that is when you're almost a little bit delusional. If you feel from an emotional point of view that you've been at risk, the fear might have been an issue, where, you know, you felt like you've had too much going on in your mind and emotionally, which has caused you anguish and distress rather than it being a pleasurable experience of having lovely ideas of the future. There's been a lot where you've been whittling and worrying emotionally about things, and having all sorts of thoughts and ideas that are maybe a little bit negative or not ever so positive, which is the same thing, just said a different way. Sorry. Now then, so the next one that fell out was the Nine of Wands. So the Nine of Wands can be about worrying that you're still going to be in a difficult position, maybe being a little bit overprotective, a little bit defensive. These are the illusions that are leaving your life now. When you recognise that you can walk away from fear because you're releasing fear, you've got more love coming into your life, more prosperity. So there's a real shift between, you know, guarding against other people or guarding against what might go wrong in life, thinking the worst of things and being in a negative mindset. They've got the Two of Wands, so I want to say that maybe you felt like you couldn't make choices and changes, that you couldn't walk through different doorways to enable yourself to have a better life. And the final one that we've got about the illusion aspect is the Emperor. So I think you didn't feel empowered. You didn't think that you were empowered to create the life that you wanted to step through. There was a kind of like an element where you didn't feel that you got the authority in your own life to make certain choices, and they were illusions. They were not true. So let me just see what else we've got coming in. Now, the next thing I want to look at is, what is your potential now? As you move away from those things and you release those illusions, what is the potential, please, for pile 1, Spirit? What is the potential for pile 1? Okay, so you really are going to go through a big shift. With the Death card has come out, the potential is leaving behind and letting go of things that really do no longer serve you. Now, that might be other people, it might be jobs, but generally it's about an element within who you are, that something has died away and that enables a new beginning. And that's a big part of actually these, it's a big part of the planetary shifts and changes, is that it's going to allow the old to go. Because like I said in the beginning, if you saw what I said, the shifts and changes in the planetary positioning at the minute and going forward is going to be like nothing we've ever seen in recorded history. The planets have never been in the positions that they're being. So that's a whole new potential for a whole new world, a whole new being, a way of being for mankind, and a whole new way of being for you. So the Death card is leaving behind an element of the way you used to live, the way you used to be. All these things, these illusions about having to guard yourself, about not being empowered, about, you know, whittling and worrying about what is real and what's... Hello, the doorbell rang just at that moment, so I'm going to try and cut that little bit out, so it might sound a bit odd, but just so, because it's made Luna bark, obviously, because she was very excited. Right, so we're just about to do, what is your potential? So we have got, oh my goodness, wow, these are major. So we've got the Death as part of your potential. Well, we've now got the Devil card that's come out. So I want to say that you are, crikey, you're having such a big, huge shift. The devil is all about facing your fears and being able to overcome huge things in your life. Anything that's bothered you psychologically or even tangibly, you know. So, for example, the fact that you've, it shows that you're moving into more prosperity. You're moving into more love in your life. You know, the things that you have the potential for now is to recreate who you are and your entire life, so you can change the reality of how you live into whatever you want. A much more positive an auspicious time for you, and you are welcome to work with me to create a new reality. I do that sort of work with people by changing the patterns at a subconscious and unconscious level. So you are welcome to have a conversation with me about how I can help you. Just check out my information in the description box. Let's have a look. I want to see what is pile 1 bringing into their life, please. So that's the potential of what you can do. So you know, we're at a position where you can leave behind the old version of who you are, leave all sorts of things behind, leave behind fears, maybe addictions if you've got any, issues that were ongoing for a long period of time that weren't very healthy for you. There's the potential to really shift and change your reality into something else. So I want to do, what is pile 1 bringing in? Okay, new ideas, new projects, beginning different things. Now that might be work-wise, or that might just be projects that you want to work on. What is pile 1 bringing in, please, Spirit? Oh, look at that. Such abundance. Wow, what a shift and change. So that's financial abundance. So you've got some new projects that you're going to bring in that are going to bring really good financial abundance for you, so that you can relax, you can feel that you've got enough, you know, that you've got more than enough in life. Spirit, what else is pile 1 bringing in, please? So you may be healing old hurts, old pains, healing different hurts that you've had from life, in love, whether it's with friends, family, previous partners. That's kind of going to heal. You've got, wow, this is a huge shift, pile 1, a huge shift. I'm just going to get some advice around the potential cards, so that we can ensure that they really do come to fruition in the biggest and bestest possible way. So Spirit, what is the advice around the potential for... Okay, so 2 have just popped out. So very importantly, it's time to recognise that it's safe to relax now. So all the difficulties, like I said in the beginning, the dark side of the moon elements, you know, the things that have been difficult for you through life, whether it be lack of love, all your fears, the fact that you didn't have a lot, it's safe to relax now. It says you've been through a major ordeal and you've been amazing. You've handled it all, but as a consequence, you've learned to live on high alert. This needs to change. Your mind needs peace and your body needs time to relax and repair. This card brings a message that you are now safe. It is okay to relax. And what I like is that this has come with the card, the advice card. about learning to say no. Saying no is an act of love. When we say a healthy no to an abusive situation, whether this is in response to another person or to ourselves, we are setting limits and establishing healthy boundaries. A healthy no is saying yes to life. Give yourself permission to say no. Now, that ties in beautifully with the fact, with the devil card, the potential for you to create your reality involves saying no to the devil aspects, if you like, the things that are going to cause you problems, whether it's addictions, substance abuse, people who are no good for you, or basically activities and behaviours that you've been doing that are no good for you. Letting go of the fears and the issues that are driving you and the illusions that just aren't real. By saying no, you're creating a new reality. You kind of, and when you say no, you don't just have to say no. You can say no in very nice ways that honour your boundaries while still being respectful to other people. Excellent. So I'm going to get you an overall concluding card. I mean, this is huge. These are huge shifts and changes, and not to be undervalued, because the work that you're doing here to shift out of what looks like it's been quite a difficult maybe negative state, you know, where you felt disempowered, you felt lack, you felt unloved, all these things, you felt like you haven't been able to progress and move forward because you know, you just, it's been I just saw this, sorry, I got distracted because the Three of Wands, I want to see, let me just see, what project does this relate to? What does it relate to in which there's so much healing going to come here? It's like the opposite of what you've been through, where you're going to have abundance and new projects and your heart's going to be healed. There may be some issues with hurting, letting people go. The changes that you're going through, where you do feel more empowered and you are letting go of the illusions of how things are, that can change the dynamics within relationships, which can sometimes mean that you have to step away from certain people, or they don't like your behaviour because you are more empowered and you're less susceptible to manipulation, things like that. That can cause issues with relationships, which could potentially cause a little bit of hurt if you're having to let things go. But this is very positive with prosperity, new projects and healing emotional hurts from the past. So I just want to see. Okay, so now that you are stronger in this new way of being as you go through all this, and you're going to need the strength to go through these shifts and changes. But I want to see what the projects is about, Spirit. What's the Three of Wands about, please? Unless it is to do with strength. It might be something physical, but... yeah, you're just going to have loads of ideas and hopes and dreams and different elements. That we've got the Page of Pentacles there, look. Loads of plans and ideas about what you can do. All sorts of hopes and dreams where you start investing in things and it's going to positively come to fruition. So let me just carry on and get the overall final card about what this cosmic wow is going to do for pile 1, please, Spirit. What is this cosmic wow gonna do for pile 1? All these cosmic changes, planetary shifts. You're just going to be more. So we've got this card, the trusting tricksters. Tricksters only power. The trickster's only power in your trust is. Sorry, I can't say that. Trusting tricksters. The trickster's only power is your trust. You're always free to withdraw it. I think that's going to be the big shift. Life is going to be, all illusions are going to fall away. You're going to be able to see the truth of things so clearly and obviously by being more empowered. That's the big shift. And that is such a gift, because once you start observing what people are doing, rather than getting manipulated or absorbed into it, and I had a lovely conversation with somebody about this the other day, observing rather than getting oh my goodness, I can't speak today, this is very strange. Observing rather than being absorbed into something, and maybe this is just a hint for you as well, just to, you've got time, go slowly, slow down a little bit so that all this can come about naturally and embed into reality in a nice and easy way. You will understand the truth of things so that you can actually live with peace in your heart, because by understanding the truth of things and seeing things as they genuinely are, that's at the point when you're unable to say no. And that's when you can relax, because when nothing is false, you know, when you can see the truth of things, you can relax because you can choose whether to engage with them or not. So pile 1, absolutely brilliant. I'm very excited for you. This is really major. I hope you have a lovely day. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to work with me, check out my description. And thank you again. Take care. Goodbye. Hello, pal 2, and welcome to today's reading with me, Rosalind. This is Foxglove Coaching Spiritual Guidance. So we are looking today at the big cosmic wow. And if you missed information about what's happening from a planetary perspective, you can check it out on the introduction, because there's so much going on. And we're going to have a look at what you're releasing, what are the illusions that you've previously had that you're now leaving behind, what's your potential and what you're bringing in. You have chosen the Campbell jasper, which is just absolutely gorgeous. I love it so much. I don't know how much you can see there. I'm going to turn it around just to try and show you all the different lovely patterns of the Campbell jasper. And this crystal, it's got all the ancient algae in it, basically, is what creates the colour. So it's really like a prehistoric piece of material, you know, of crystal. And it assists us with letting go and releasing, freeing ourselves from the shackles and pressures of modern life. And it can help to dispel negative beliefs and self-sabotaging patterns. It's an excellent ally for anyone who's feeling depleted or worn out on their path, or if you're feeling disenchanted or led astray in life. It's really good. It's also said to help increase fertility and boost one's primal sexual energy and pleasure potential. So it's about the interconnectedness of the heart and sexual energy centres. So it kind of lines you all up, which is really, really good. So I'm just going to pop that to one side for now, so we can have a look at what is going on in your reading. So Spirit, please can I have some cards for pile 2 about what they are releasing. Let's have a look. What are you releasing as part of these cosmic changes, pile 2? So, the first card we've got, interesting, is the Dragon's Lair, or Lair, Dragon's Lair. So that came out reversed, but I've done them all reversed. So I'm going to have a look at them in both ways, just with the recognition that often when things come out all in reverse, it's because we need to change our perspective. So potentially part of what you're leaving behind is a more negative perspective. Than, leaving behind a negative perspective so that you have more of a positive one. And interestingly, in reverse, this card is about red flags that you've possibly been ignoring. And it can be so easy to ignore red flags. I'm going to leave it in reverse, actually. It can be so easy to ignore red flags because we have such hope of wanting things to be the way that we're hoping that they are. Our heart desires a certain outcome. Our heart desires certain things to be true in life so that we can love in the way that we wish to. So it's saying that you're releasing the inability to see red flags. Now, quite often when we're what you call a nice person, we'll often see the best in people and ignore the rest, because seeing the bad in other people can make us feel not very good about ourselves. So sometimes we can be so nice that we're ignoring the reality of life because we don't want to believe that somebody can have these traits that are really, really not that nice. If somebody's super selfish or manipulative or doesn't genuinely care as much as they should do, it can be really hard to accept that within ourselves. But you are leaving that behind. So you are now having the ability to actually recognise red flags, recognise the reality of life, and to be able to move forward in truth and honesty. Now, the next card we have got that's been in reverse is the Spirit of Place. And this one is about being entangled in details or desires that obstruct the truth of your situation. How interesting. So we've got a real theme coming up about being able to recognise and understand truth. This is about the whisperings of your heart, the whisperings in your ear of whether somebody has been trying to put different ideas into your head about what they think the truth is, or trying to convince you. I want to say gaslighting. If somebody's been trying to gaslight you into believing that something's real that isn't, you are now leaving that behind. And this doesn't just have to be romantic partners. It can be friendships. It can be family members who are trying to, get what they want out of you. This is really massive because I do understand this, because I've literally gone through a lot of this in the last couple of years myself. So seeing people for who they truly are, seeing them for what their intentions truly are, seeing when they are manipulating you or being selfish or lacking the genuine care, or, when you're not part of a two-way street with someone, you're leaving that behind. So let's have a look at this final one about what it is that you're actually releasing. And this one is about it's saying that this one sometimes is about when you are too grounded and about being patient. Okay, so I feel like this is saying that the requirement for patience is now over. In reversed, it's about recognising your limitations and having humility and being careful not to do too much too fast. I feel like you've been patient, you've been someone who has put yourself second to others and you have been decent and kind, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, but almost to the point of detriment to yourself, where you haven't allowed yourself to fly. You haven't allowed yourself to be seen. You haven't allowed yourself to be the centre of your stage, because after all, your life is for you. You are the main character in your life, and therefore it's really important that you get the most out of your life for you, which doesn't mean you have to be unkind or selfish or, not very nice to other people, but it does mean that you matter. And sometimes you need to say no, sometimes you need to see the reality of how things are, so that you can live your best possible life. Now, that's what you're releasing. I now want to see, what are the illusions that you've been living with? What are the illusions that you've been living with? And then we'll look at your potential and what you're bringing in. So for pile 2, please, Spirit, what were the illusions? Okay, we're going to do the different cards. For pile 2, please, Spirit, what were the illusions that they were living with? So we've got stepping out of your comfort zone. Yeah, maybe there was an element of fear that you felt like you got to maintain the status quo, that you'd got to keep being stable in some way. I want to say for everybody else that you'd got to fit into a box to appease and please other people, and maybe for yourself. Perhaps you didn't have the confidence, or didn't have the belief in yourself to be more than you ever were. Okay, so there was an illusion that you didn't feel like you'd got luck on your side. You didn't feel like you'd got the support of the universe to in the life that you've got. Hold on, let me just see. For me, it feels like there's all the way through this, it feels like there's a strong element of suppression that you're leaving behind, not only with regards to other people, but of yourself. You've maybe restricted the life that you're living in and not allowed yourself to shine to the level. And I get this because I'd say I've done so much work on myself over the years, spiritually, holistically, psychologically, to clear limiting beliefs, to clear self-worth, to clear emotions that no longer serve me from the past. And it then allows you to it enables all of this to be cleared and gone and to be better, so that you're not triggered by people, so that you see the truth of what's going on in your life, so that you can really shine on your own stage, and so that you can be brave enough and have the courage to know that the universe is here to support you to manifest whatever you want and to be whatever you want. And you don't have to just be what you've always been, what your ancestors have always been. You can make those changes, and you are welcome to work with me on any of that, because I can support you with all of those things through psychological therapy, holistic health, and spiritual mentoring activities. Spirit, what other illusions are pile 2 leaving behind that you have to shift and change for everybody else? So that is another illusion. It's not about you shifting and changing. You can be whoever you want to be. You haven't got to keep trying to fit in around other people. Now then, what is the potential What is the potential that pile 2 now has going forward? What's the potential that pile 2 is bringing in, please, Spirit? Oh, to be hopeful and to be open and to be seen and to stand in your own light and to know who you are, to stand in your own truth and integrity, to be all that you are and to shine. You know, what does a star do? This is the star card. It's a very auspicious card. The star shines brightly for everyone to see, and also shines brightly in the darkest of times, because you will have the strength and inner wonder to be able to share with the world at large and to help other people, but also just to be enough with being you, to just be. Ah, absolutely beautiful. What else does pile 2? What is their potential, please, Spirit? I mean, wow, this is enormous. How absolutely gorgeous. What is pile 2's potential, please, Spirit? So we've got the 7 of Swords. Now, the 7 of Swords tends to be about people who have been unkind, who have said unkind things, who have treated you in unkind ways, who may be jealous, competitive, not very nice to you, basically. The potential is to move away from all of that, to move away from things of that lower sort of energy. I'm going to get some advice around these cards. So, Spirit, can I have some advice around the 7 of Swords, please? Yeah, release the past. So, whoever has hurt you, don't carry that around with you in anger or resentment or sadness or grief or whatever. Let go so that you can be all that you can be. Now, you can work with me on this. There's something I can do called timeline therapy that helps to relieve anger, sadness, fear, hurt and guilt from now all the way back. You can also work with the Ho'oponopono process of releasing different emotions and forgiving. So releasing the past does not mean that we forget, nor does it mean if something bad happens that this was okay. It means that we make a personal choice to no longer allow our history to dictate the shape of our life, both now, in our present time, and in our future. Absolutely. Yes, I'm going to put that there. Spirit, what advice have we got around the star card, please? What advice have we got around the star card, please? Yeah, don't wobble. So, are you having a wobble? Whether a minor one or a major one, this is completely understandable. You are facing tough choices, but deep inside yourself, you know what you need to do. This card is here to validate your deeper knowing and the decisions you are making. As you move forward, your anxiety will ease and you will refine your balance. So basically, to become all that you are, to reach your full potential is what the star is about. To shine brightly as an individual and to own who you are. You might go through anxieties, and I can see why that would be with what you've had going on previously, what you're now releasing. It takes a lot to undo conditioning behaviours of others. It takes courage, bravery, a willing to understand and know yourself, and willingness to do the work to clear a lot of those things away so that you can be living in a place of peace and harmony and happiness and joy with love in your heart. Let's have a look at what you're now bringing in, Spirit. What is pile 2 bringing in, please? What is pile 2 bringing in, please? So you might be still a little bit protective and a little bit anxious about what's happening, what's been happening. So you might be cautious, and that's fine. It's fine to be a little bit cautious after, because you'll learn to recognise what is honest and what is genuine and what is okay. So there will be a little bit of cautiousness coming from you. And I think there's possibly a need to be a bit defensive if you've had people who are not treating you in the best possible ways, so that you can start to be discerning about folks. Right, Spirit. So we've got the 8 of Wands, which is about fast movement now. So you may find that you'll want to make these shifts and changes really quickly. But don't get too frustrated if it doesn't go as quickly as you want. Just take your time. This is about becoming who you are. You know, the planetary activity that's happening is going on until 2030. So there's a long period of time where we're really changing into who we are and allowing our soul purpose to come to fruition, really, which is about going through these lessons so that you don't have to carry a lot of baggage with you from the past. So there is going to be a big shift and change within you to get to this point of loving yourself as you are, really. Spirit, what else is pile 2 bringing into their lives, please? Yeah, you're going to do the work. I mean, crikey, there's determination here, I feel, to have something better within you. It's about that changing and shifting. You at a deeper level. This is all very deep. You're going from... because I'm looking at this and it's like looking at my own story, to be honest. So hats off to you, because I went through all of this with not recognising red flags, not recognising manipulation, not showing myself, staying in a comfort zone because I was trying to keep everybody happy, you know, all those sorts of things. And now you're choosing to do the work on yourself. From this is what we've got. You're willing to apply a lot of hard work, not only to who you are, but in the 3D world as well. So, you know, with what you're creating and manifesting in real life around you, and you want to make everything happen now, and you are a bit protective. Let me just get some more advice for you about what you're bringing in to help you make sure that you're getting things just as you want them. Spirit, can I have some advice for pile 2 around what they're bringing in now, please? Internal dialogue. We all have an internal dialogue within our mind, a constant stream of inner conversation. Is your dialogue kind, supportive and affirming, or is it critical and judgmental of both yourself and others? This card asks you to listen to your inner worlds, and if necessary, take steps to consciously change your language. And you'll see there how love is highlighted. So don't be too harsh on yourself as you're trying to make the shifts and changes into the life that you really, wanted. As you're making the shifts and changes to be the person that you're wanting to be and to create the life that you're wanting to be, just go easy on yourself. You don't have to be super critical. If you've been judgmental of others in the past and manipulative at all, I don't think that, well, I'm just saying that just in case that might be a few of you, just a tiny few. Remember, this is a general reading for many, and take what resonates and resonates, and what leave behind what doesn't. Just lift your thoughts to that of appreciation of other people and kindness towards yourself. The kinder you are to yourself, the kinder you'll be to everybody with respectful boundaries. You don't have to do this on your own. Excuse me. Independence is a wonderful attribute, but if taken to an extreme, it can border on isolation. Sometimes if we have been hurt or let down, which it looks like you might have been from what you're releasing, we lose faith in others and learn only to rely on ourselves. This is where this defensiveness is coming in as well. This card calls you to question this inner belief and to develop healthy, interdependent relationships with an equality of both giving and receiving. Look, if you want to work with me, please do, because I can see that this is a hugely transformational time for you. We can go through a lot of what's gone off here in a healthy way to help gently release the past, to resolve any wobbles, to bring more love in, and to help you have healthy, independent and relationships where you can work with other people. Let me get you a final concluding card. Spirit, what's the final concluding card for Pile 2, please? Yeah, okay. So you're releasing and letting go of false beliefs, and you're seeing the world in a whole different way. Once the untruths that we believe about ourselves are illuminated, so are the ways we can release the false limitations they confine us to. Absolutely. And like I say, you can shift limiting beliefs with me through neurolinguistic programming, and also by changing patterns and deep-seated subconscious and unconscious expectations through different processes that I do. So, but you are going through a hugely transformational time where you're going to see the world in such a different way. You're going to see yourself in such a different way, and it's going to open up the potential of so much for you going forward in this lifetime. Well done. Wishing you all the best. Take care. If you like this video, please do subscribe and press the like button to help build my channel so I can support other people. And I hope to see you again soon. Thank you, Pile 2, for watching. Welcome, Pile 3. Right, I tell you what, the other readings have been quite extreme and interesting and very hard-hitting, which does make sense given, the subject category with what's going on with the planetary shifts and changes. I would recommend just watching the introduction if you haven't already, just to see what's going on. We will get into this straight away. So, you have picked the beautiful citrine crystal, which is a powerful cleanser and regenerator, carrying the power of the sun. This is an exceedingly beneficial stone. So I could just have a little look at that there. Now, citrine is often used to help bring forward more abundance financially from a wealth, a monetary perspective. it does energize every level of life, and it is good for protecting the aura. And it's very good for working with the solar plexus, and can also activate the crown chakra by opening the intuition. It cleanses and balances the subtle bodies. I'm having a real problem with speaking today for some reason, so apologies, I seem to be a little bit tongue-tied. Citrine cleanses and balances the subtle bodies, aligning them with the physical. So it's very good for, I really like working with this on my solar plexus area. Now the solar plexus is very, very important. It's just below, the one below the heart chakra, obviously, and it relates to our willpower. If we've got addiction issues, that can relate to the solar plexus. It is where our fears resonate or reside, but while also where our intuition comes from. So it's very close to where the seat of the soul is. Okay, so I'm going to put this over there. Now, all the crystals so far for each of the piles have been quite important to the readings themselves. So just bear that in mind in case you want to get any citrine yourself. So, Spirit, please can you advise, what is pile 3 releasing today? Or releasing at the moment as we go into this new planetary positioning. Okie dokie. So we've got star bathing, light body, crystal grid, transmission, activation. So I'm just going to put that there. I'm just going to pick 2 more and then we'll have a look. What is pile 3 releasing, please? Very interesting. So, baby steps, action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. And let me just get one more. Spirit, what's pile 3 releasing, please? Earth School, life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning. Do you know what? As these have fallen out, that's why I wanted to get all 3 out on this occasion. I think you've actually gone through a shift. From what it's showing on here already, I believe that you've actually gone through a vibrational shift to be in a new position now, so that you can assist, well, let's say potentially, so you can maybe assist the other people who are needing to go through their shifts and transitions as part of this humanity's escalation of potential, is what I'm going to say, because from what I said in the introduction, where the generational planets are shifting, which they're into a new star sign, which they've never done in the records of our lifetime, it's showing a whole new potential for humanity. And I think you've gone through the vibrational frequency shift to enable you to be at the forefront of this process, so that you can help guide and support other people through that transformation themselves. I think you've been doing it with the baby steps bit. I think you've been making that shift and transformation for quite a while, whether it's just working on yourself, whether it's been honest with yourself, or whether it's been learning different tools and techniques, or working on your spiritual development process. I love the Earth School bit, so I feel like you're graduating, folks, from Earth School, life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning, and star bathing. So I think the light codes have integrated into your system and into your souls already, so that you are fully uploaded, if you like, with the information and the ability. So you might find that you start behaving in different ways, that you're drawn to eating different things because your frequency is different. You might find that you are spending time with different people, or, you just might find that your life has changed because you've taken a spiritual step up, if you like. And that's not a judgmental or ego-based element. It's more just that your vibrational frequency has changed. So don't worry if who you want to spend time with has changed. If what you want to watch, what you want to eat, you putting different things into your body that you used to, for example, stimulants, sugars, alcohol, anything like that, very potentially won't suit you anymore, because as you become more of a light body, those denser, lower energy kind of things aren't going to suit and serve you. So, I mean, crikey, I'm saying all this just like it's a normal thing. This is huge. Absolutely huge. Well done, bravo. I want to give you a little round of applause. I'm not going to do it too loudly in case it hurts your ears, but well done. Right, what have we got going on? Let me have a look. So, Spirit, please can you tell me? So that's what you're releasing. You've been there, you've done that, you've bought the t-shirt, you've graduated. Apologies. The doorbell just went, which meant that, Luna was like, who the heck is coming to the door? Which has thrown me off. I will try and cut that little bit out if I can, just so that you don't get the doorbell and Luna barking. That's happened on 2 of these readings today. I've set this morning aside to get the readings completed so I can share them with you. And I've had 2 people come to the door. You couldn't believe it. Anyway, let's carry on, folks. So, for pile 3, Spirit, what illusions are pile 3 releasing and letting go? So I do understand why you've got the citrine crystal now, because that's all about engaging your intuition and your crown chakra so that you're fully connected with the information from spirit and divine. Right, let's just see, what are the illusions that you're releasing now? Oh, we've got 2, they've stuck together. So we've got a personal issue reaches resolution. So maybe there's something very personal to you. I'll have to get more information about what that is. Let's see if it's connected to this. Don't let you pass. Okay, I'm going to say these 2 come together. So I think there's something from your past that was causing you issues that you were maybe confused about, maybe didn't understand, maybe worrying about. That's getting resolved now so that you can see the truth of things. So maybe you're understanding by having this higher perspective because your vibration's increased, or maybe that's part of what you've had to do to get to this point, to actually understand the past better so it no longer affects you in the same way. Because at the end of the day, only love is real. All the illusions of fear and different emotions, different lower vibrational emotions and issues that we might have with other people or that we're holding on to from the past, that is in the past. It doesn't relate to this very moment in time anymore. It only relates if you hold on to it. So, okay, lovely. So we've got a new start is coming. So I think, I want to say, because this is fallen in the illusions bit, that maybe you thought it wasn't. Maybe you thought that you were going to carry on. I wonder if you've not realised, I want to say maybe you've not realised how far you've come, pile 3. maybe you've not realised the work you have done has been absolutely extraordinary, and the shifts and changes that you've made within yourself have been wonderful, and you are entering a new phase of your life, and that you have let things go. I mean, I think maybe because it's you don't always see yourself. You don't always see everything that you've gone through, and certainly you won't necessarily recognise that the light codes have gone into your system and your cells, so that you are, a brighter being of light now than you ever were before. Do you truly recognise that? I don't know, but it's enabling a new start for you. You are going to be fundamental. I am going to say that you may be one of the key architects of a new earth, which is something that I keep talking about, because I think there are particular architects of the new earth, and they are the people who are helping to design, to lay the foundations, to, create the initial shell of what the new earth is going to look like, and I think that's you. So, after I've made that little speech, let's have a look at what your potential is. I think that might have just said it. I don't think the cards have "you are the architect of a new earth," but we'll have a look anyway. Spirit, please can I have what the potential is for pile 3, please? What is the potential for pile 3? Oh, wow. Well, firstly, to be full of ideas and to be a leader. So this is someone who is confident, who always finds ways to get things done, who can see the bigger picture and think outside of the box. Somebody who is intuitive and able to really create a new version of things in a fun and interesting, different way. Somebody who trusts their gut and doesn't let the background noises distract her. Intuitive, passionate, creative. So that is the potential for who you can be. And I can see that, that really makes perfect sense with what we've got here. That, you're letting go of the illusions of the past, maybe recognising that all souls come onto this planet to learn their lessons, to learn things at a soul level, to go through a human experience, and that doesn't need to stay with you forever. So, you can let that go in recognition of that. Spirit, what other potential does pile 3 have, please? Ooh. Oh, how interesting. So we've got the King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles is basically someone who's got it all. They've worked to get everything that they want in life, the soulmate, the financial abundance, the inner peace and joy and all that sort of stuff. So I feel like it's either the potential for you two to come together, or for you to be both of those things within one. And I want to also say that you could be the true balance of the masculine and the feminine. And in the tarot cards, all the way through the tarot, we see that the balance within each individual of the masculine and feminine energies, if you like. So the intuitive, creative stillness that can be found in the feminine, and the knowing your own authority and taking actions of the masculine energy, comes together to complete a person, to make someone whole. So there's a lot there. Let me have a look. I want to have a look what the advice is around reaching your potential. Spirit, what is the advice around pile 3, reaching their potential, please? Choices and decisions. The choices that we make today are defining the shape of our tomorrow, and so it is hardly surprising that we sometimes worry about making the right choices. Do not shroud your mind in the fog of uncertainty. Just as you have choices today, you also have choices tomorrow and the day after. Be assured you can always change course once again. So don't paralyze yourself with anxiety of making the wrong choice. If you make a choice and it's not right, you can just change it. You know, that's everything's okay. Rest easy and go with the flow so that you make a choice at all and a decision, because that will help you to move forward in life. Spirit, can I have another card of advice around pile 3's potential, please? Take a leap. This card is an invitation to take a leap of faith. Sometimes even when we desperately desire change, we procrastinate, which ties in with choices and decisions, and find all kinds of reasons as to why we should stay where we are. It is completely understandable to be anxious when stepping into the unknown. This card is calling you to trust and make that move. Okay, so whatever change it is that you're wanting to do, okay, let's look at this in a different way then as well. You've got a new start is coming. That is, you know, believe that. You can, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, it is going to happen. The potential is there for you to be able to be creative, and to have it all, for it to come to fruition. You know, you've done everything. You've done all the learning that you need to do. You've done all the thinking that you need to do. You've taken all the steps that you need to that you need to take. It's now just about putting yourself out there and being everything that you want to be, and allowing yourself to be caught by the universe, basically, so that the universe can support you. Because you gotta, sometimes we have to push ourselves to step out of our comfort zone, but it doesn't need to be in humongous fear or anything like that. Just feel, use your intuition, use your gut, feel what the right way is, and it will lead you in the right direction. You can work with me. If you want a one-to-one spiritual guidance reading, please do feel free to contact me via my website. I'm also going to add a link for you to contact me more easily on some of these readings, so just check in the description. And if you want a one-to-one coaching session or sessions or one-to-one guidance reading, then we can do that. Now then, I want to see, what is pile 3 bringing in, please, Spirit? What is pile 3 bringing in? What is pile 3 bringing in, please, Spirit? Oh, well, I want to say, the lovers are romance and, bringing in connections, but this can be to do with making decisions as well and making the right choices for you. I have to move the card around this a little bit because the rainbow iridescent bits of these cards must not be ignored because it's just gorgeous. But yeah, I feel like this is a heart-centered time. I feel like you're going to come into a period of time where you're more heart-centered. You can make the right connections. Love may be on the horizon, with a new relationship. But also, this is about choices and decisions, as is this card, making the right choices and decisions for you to allow union within yourself. It's interesting, we've got the two characters here that I said might be the potential of two people coming together in the world and joining together, and then we've got the lovers as well. So that potential for a new relationship, or for your current relationship to be truly improved is there. Spirit, what else are we bringing in for pile 3, please? What else? So, interestingly, just going to put these ones out because these came out in the last, well, one of these came out in the last one as well, where there's been issues where people have not been as nice as they should be, or they might be jealous. So, you know, sometimes when folks don't understand us, or if these big changes and shifts have taken place, they might wonder what you're up to. And also, if you do end up getting into a new relationship and you are like a power couple and you're able to really have a wonderful time, people might talk about it a lot and they might be a bit jealous and a bit resentful. You are stepping into, as you step into a higher frequency of being, which is what we've talked about here, and whether that's through a new relationship, but, you know, whether it's about being in more love in your life, which this is, that you've got a new beginning, you know, there's all sorts of, it does feel very loving. The colours are very loving. People may be jealous and they may talk about you behind your back. Let me get some advice around this. Spirit, can I have some advice, please? The trick is to stay in the space of love, because then whatever people, you know, you're never going to stop people having their opinions or making judgments or wanting what you've got. But they will never see what you've been through to get here. And if you've manifested this, then well done. You know, and it can only give people the show them the way that they can also have everything that they want as well by working towards it. Yeah, we've got new beginnings, and you see, I've had that twice now. This card indicates that you are about to begin a new chapter of your life. Shed, release and cleanse. Shed, release and cleanse of anybody who's not being ever so nice or is jealous and competitive with you. At least back them off a little bit so that you can live in a nice, happy space. Let go of any obstacles, inner or outer, that prevent you from engaging fully and moving forwards. Yeah, which is kind of what I've just said. The time is right for a fresh start and a new beginning. The universe supports you in your growth. Bravo, folks. Well done. This is gorgeous. Let me get a final overriding card for you. Spirit, can I have a final overriding card for pile 3, please? Oh, so this ties in with the beginning, really. Wisdom in play. It says our intuition knows more than we do. So trust your gut, trust how you feel. You know, don't go on, if somebody's really nice to you but it doesn't feel right, you need to recognise that there's a reason for that. And you don't have to make a big drama out of anything. Just gently step away from anything that doesn't feel quite right. I like the fact that she's pouring this energy from one cup into another, and she doesn't even need to see where it's going because she's feeling what's happening. Let's just have a closer look at that. Yeah, really interesting that is. So, what a tremendously auspicious time for you. You've got to take the leap. New beginnings. The Lovers, the fact that the potential is there for you to have and be everything that you want, whether, you know, from soulmate, financial abundance, being able to say what you want and get what you want in a positive way, and the fact that you've gone through all of the lessons that life has to give you so that you can have this beautiful outcome now. Well done. It feels like completion that's taking you into almost a new earth. You know, it's completion of the lessons in this life so that you can live the next phase of your life in love at a higher frequency with all that life has to offer. You're doing it. Well done. If you want to work with me one-to-one, like I say, check it out in the description. Please do subscribe and like to help grow my channel. I'd appreciate that massively. And so that you don't miss any further videos that I release. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Take care. Goodbye.